This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. Do you still want to listen? Go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty podcast. We have an emergency podcast again, I guess. This is. I feel like we say emergency podcast, but they're becoming more regular that it feels like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So maybe this is just a non-historical podcast?
This is an emergency.
It is an emergency?
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg, make like an emergency sound for us.
Wee 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 wee.
Yeah, we just need to cut that and put it on all
right.
episodes.
I'll make sure I'll pull that.
I mean, we call the amber lamps.
Call the amber lamps.
Amber lamps.
That's actually a pretty good name for it, because they do have amber lamps, don't they, on them?
Even sounds a little bit like Amber Alert.
Yeah. All right, so we are here not to talk about the pages of the past, but the pages of the future, because we are recording this Monday, May 3rd, 2021, and the NFL Draft 2021 draft has just happened.
Well, before we start, can I make a public apology, Andy?
Depends on who it's to.
You.
Uh-oh.
I forgot your birthday. I want to go on the record and say I feel very bad about it, and I'm an idiot, and I'm a dope.
I also want to go on the record and say ditto, because I also forgot your birthday.
Happy belated 52nd. In my defense, you're old as shit, and you've had millions of birthdays. So
I keep having to do the math because I stopped counting after. I don't even know when I stopped counting. A while ago, but I believe it's 38.
30.
And just so you know, the entire Brown family forgot my birthday this year for the first time.
Pretty bad.
Even
about
mom.
Even mom, yeah.
Yeah.
And the best part is, I talked to mom the day after my birthday, and we had a whole conversation, and she still didn't recognize.
That's true. I had to call mom on my last birthday, actually.
Yeah, I've had to do that too.
Mm-hmm. So, apology accepted.
Thank God.
Sometimes a naughty boy.
Yeah. Definitely.
I did feel bad. I honestly felt bad, Andy.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I even had it written on our family calendar. That's even worse. Look at that thing every day.
Well, I'm not that worried about it. I had a great day. So,
what did you do?
Let's see. Went and got fancy coffee. Went for a hike in Pawtuckaway.
Oh yeah, that's a 38-year-old thing to do.
Fucking right. Oh, and then we went to the Salt Cave, which is dope, in Exeter, and it was a shout out to the Salil Salt Caves, I think was the name of it.
Is that where like NFL Twitter lives?
I don't know. The real question is,
it's where the Jets Twitter live. Yeah.
Did you use your portable travel foofy coffee maker thing on your little trip to the Salt Cave? That's the real question.
No, I didn't need. I had somebody make me foofy coffee for me. I want to make it myself on my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Very 38 of you.
Mm-hmm. But I am briping now.
What is briping?
A bripe is a new coffee tool, if you will. And I guess we're doing this on a Pages podcast, but that's cool. It is a brew pipe. So it's literally like a copper pipe that you fill with coffee grounds and water. And then it comes with like a fucking diesel lighter, and you basically freebase coffee. It's awesome.
Oh shit, dude.
How big of a pipe is this?
It's like the size. It's like the size of a pipe.
It's a crack
kind of. Yeah.
You're crack piping coffee, dude.
Kind of, yeah. So it's
awesome.
But if you go to briping.com, and I'll put this in the show notes because I guess this is what we're doing. And just the video on the homepage will tell you all you need to know. It's the douchiest thing you've ever seen. And I bought it as a joke. And it is
outdoor coffee maker.
It's the best thing I've ever done.
This dude looks like he's smoking a bowl.
It was so good. Yeah, it was so good and so funny of a gag thing that when I told Erin about it and showed it to her, she was laughing so hard she couldn't be mad at me. Was her words.
Is it one of those like intense lighters, like the
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you could make
Quad
creme brulee
jam.
with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah. It's legit.
Butane. Like a
Yeah.
4.
Filling it scared the shit out of me.
Have you ever heard of the coffee that animal eats and shits it out?
The civet. Yeah.
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 I
I have not
that.
had it. Have you?
Yeah, when we were in Indonesia.
How was it?
I mean, I don't.
I know.
It was awfully thick, which was kind of like disconcerting, but so was all the coffee there. So
Yeah. Fair enough.
I met the civet that had shit it out.
Really?
Yeah. I was
So
like,
the
hey,
pro-
little buddy.
So the problem with that is because it got popular, people are over there are now like caging civets, the cats, and basically force feeding them the berries so that they will shit out the coffee bean. And
Good.
So like,
You know what?
humanitarian.
We're top of the food chain, Andy. We can
That's right.
force feed civets coffee grinds if we want, damn
How
it.
you stay on the top, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're full? Huh? I don't think so, little buddy.
All right, let's get to the top of your power rankings on the Patriots draft picks.
Top of the power rankings.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's power rank them instead of just going by the numbers. I think we all know who they picked up.
We do.
I'm assuming you guys watched the draft. That's all. That's what I did to prepare.
I didn't know.
But do you watch the whole thing?
Oh no, not the actual.
God no.
I mean, bits and pieces of it, but that shit's unwatchable.
All right, so we're power rafting. Then the power ranking. My number one is funnily enough, their last pick, Trey Nixon, wide receiver out of Central Florida. They picked in the 7th round.
That's who you're most excited about, Andy.
Because that pick was Ernie Adams' pick, and it was the last pick he's doing because this is his last draft with the Patriots. He's retiring.
So you think
And
that
so
guy's going to be wicked good?
Bill
Because-
Belichick gave Ernie Adams free reign to pick whoever he wanted, and this is who he picked. And apparently, the last 7th round wide receiver that Ernie Adams had a hand in was your boy,
I saw this.
David
Yeah, my
Gibbons.
guy. Yeah.
So, Trey Nixon, super excited.
That's
for
who
that.
you're most excited about. Okay.
I am on board. I'm standing Trey Nixon.
I'm not saying like Trey Nixon's going to be bad, but we got a bunch of like really cool.
Also, like that's real close to Trot Nixon.
Yeah.
So you can get like the Trey Nixon, Trot Nixon like combo jerseys and fucking
He
yeah.
doesn't have the best name though.
Do some dirty dog shit, whatever they call themselves back in the day. But I mean, so that's number one. I think number two has to be Joshua Bledsoe, again based on name and name alone.
I'm just gonna cut you off there. You're just going in reverse order here.
No,
You're power ranking backwards. So
no, because he was their second. He was the third to last pick.
do you not like the Patriots picks? Do you think they made bad picks?
I love their picks.
But your favorite is the 7th round guy, and your second favorite is the 6th round guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Just all right. Keep
Well,
going.
we're power ranking the. Well, I mean, you didn't say like how I had to rank these. You didn't say like in terms of like who's going to be the most.
What does power ranking mean to you?
Well, for me, it's memeability, I guess, content wise.
I agree here. Because
'Cause
you
we're a
have,
fucking
let's be
podcast.
honest, we have no fucking clue how good any of these people are.
Exactly.
The scouts have no clue how good
No.
these guys are going to be. The only way you can grade a draft is by how entertaining do they appear to be as a reality television
Okay.
character, which is
Fine.
what they essentially are.
In that case, Andy, why are you not going by name?
True.
There's some great
Literally,
names here.
my
Now
second
power
pick.
goes.
My second pick was literally based on the name Joshua Bledsoe.
That's
Yeah,
why you picked him?
but you're going to bury William Sherman?
I
Or
mean, that's fair.
Ramondre
Dude,
Stevenson,
it's civil. He's named after a Civil War guy. It's fucking kick ass.
Cameron
pretty
McGrone. That's sneaky, hilarious name.
McGrone.
Just
I mean, but if we're going based on name alone, like obviously
He's
the
a
top
McGrone
pick,
man, Andy.
that's actually pretty good. Nicely done. That's a very good bourbon.
Yeah, see we.
But if we're going top pick, like obviously the answer is Mac Jones. Because
Is it? I
his
mean, you can
middle
make a
name
case
is
that-
McCorkle.
Ooh.
Michael McCorkle Jones. Like, I
That's-
mean, it like it's almost
He's
anticlimactic, right?
hilarious. Yeah.
So the only thing so far I don't like about Mac Jones is he doesn't have a good nickname.
Also, he's got childbearing hips.
Yeah, but so do I. So I find that endearing.
I like that about him. The real question is how can he flip him around?
Do you agree?
Yeah.
He has childbearing hips. Sure.
So I was like, what quarterback would I want like going into the draft? I was like, Justin Fields looked like an electric player to watch.
Yep.
You got Trey Lance, who just looks cool and he'd be like fun to watch. I was like, anybody but Mac Jones, because he's a stiff and he's like a dork. I was like, I don't want him at all. And then they drafted him. And when I saw him strutting down that stage and just like power walking and just like snags the hat, I did a complete 180. And I'm like, I'm fully on board with Mac Daddy.
That power walk was like Mama Brown going into school to tell off a teacher who had done you wrong.
Dude,
That's what
it was
that
like
power
a
walk is.
sachet, dude. His hips were I watched it like 10 times later.
It was a
that
power
night.
mob walk, is what it was.
Yeah.
It was a power walk. Just
Well,
any-
someone's getting the
Hilarious,
business.
dude. And he had a little smirk on his face. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked super comfortable out there dapping up Goodell.
Yeah, what do you say? I always wanted to be in the Patriots. Don't tell nobody. He
Yep.
says to the camera.
Yeah.
I love him.
I'm a big fan.
It's
And
all too cute, not just a walk. He's like the way he walks. Like
And the
cut
picture of
his
him with the cigar being fat, dude, super relatable.
which
Love
looked
that
just
about
like
him.
the Tom Brady what's it picture? The combine picture.
Yeah.
That's his problem, though. He's going to be compared to Brady so much.
He is.
That's sort of why I wanted Trey Lance, because I felt we had Cam Newton. He's similar and it's a different offense, so it would be harder to compare him versus Brady. But it looks like we're going to run it back with the whole Brady offense,
Yes, sir.
which I'm fine with. It's just going to be, you're going to probably start the year with Cam, right?
I think you'd have to.
Yeah, and then like halfway through, if you do transition him, you got to change the whole offense up.
Also, I'm fully on board with Cam Newton. I think he's going to do a lot better than he did last year.
Ooh, all right. In the playoffs this year, who's the starter, do you think?
Cam Newton.
You think Cam's going to be a starter, Andy? What do you think, Greg?
Team other than Patriots.
What do you think we don't even make the playoffs?
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
also signed a ton of guys in free agency.
Right. We
Yeah,
also
I'm just being a
rebuilt
contrarian.
all the negative spots on this team. So
I
I'm
think
saying they're
it's-
going undefeated. Greg's saying they're not making the playoffs. Steve, where do you sit?
I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I think maybe he even wins it out of camp.
Jesus, I don't think so. Unless Cam Newton's injured, it's his job to lose.
I think either like they're going to go all year with Cam and no Mac, and then next year Mac, or Mac will win it right out of the gate. But at some point, they're going to have to make a switch.
I think they'll go all year with Cam, except for the games that they're blowing out the Jets, and then you'll see some McCorkle.
Yeah, we got to come up with a better nickname. You're right.
So
Pulled
the
cork
one that
sandwich.
the one that I came up with, the best I could do was similar to how the Eagles had their backup quarterback starting in the playoffs, and they had Big Dick Nick. There you go with Big Sack Mac, which I think kind of works both ways, because if he's Brady-esque, and he can sack up in the ends of games and pull games out at the end, that works. Or if he's more Bledsoe-esque or Cam Newton-esque and he takes a lot of sacks, still works.
Yeah, see, that's the downside of that name. It's got a negative to it too, you know.
It could. I mean, Big Dick Nick. I mean, we've talked about big dick dummies on this podcast, so it has a negative connotation.
I mean, I think we should just start by calling him McCorkle. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Then you'll spin off that, Corky.
yeah,
So,
pulled cork sandwich,
McCorkle. Oh, that's pretty good.
Cork sandwich.
Oh, that's not bad, Randy.
corks and knives,
Maybe knives and corks.
knives and corks, corks and knives.
So when does McCorkle become a verb? And when he just he chucks a deep bomb and he just McCorkles it.
He McCorkles.
Yeah. Instead of
He-
uncorks it, he
Corkles went
McCorkles it.
downfield.
Yep.
Also, did you see his dad?
No.
But they were interviewing parents right after people got drafted.
Oh yeah.
This guy looked like a straight up mongoloid.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he once he started talking, he seemed normal, but it just the image of him, he's just he's got this massive head and
Jesus.
this wide shoulders. He's
So the exact opposite of his son.
yeah.
It's just a tiny little dude.
Yeah.
But I did like this story. It felt very Brady-esque. I mean, if we're going to compare him, let's fucking do it off the bat. Of when when McCorkle was running the scout team at Alabama, and he kept I guess here's the quote was former Alabama safety Jared Maiden recalled a time in practice when Jones was burning the Crimson Tide's defense as a scout team quarterback. He kept connecting on deep passes for wide receiver Tyrell Shavers, and eventually Saban told Jones to knock it off so the team could work on other stuff. According to Maiden, Jones had a surprising response. Well, tell your defense to stop it, Jones told Saban. He was a scout team quarterback being tell Nick fucking Saban of Alabama. No. Fucking tell your defense to stop it. That's some balls.
Yeah, it's got a big sack, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Big Sack Mac, baby.
Big Sack Mac.
From the beginning. And also what's his name? Jeff Howe. Our boy Jeff Howe wrote a thing on The Atlantic about how Mac Jones basically willed himself onto the the recruiting circuit by just inviting himself to all these different quarterback camps and stuff, and hitting up the guys on Twitter, the guys that ran it, and every time somebody would every time they'd rank a quarterback ahead of him, he would go through that person's QB tape and basically shit all over it and be like, I can't believe you ranked this guy over me. Look, he does this wrong. He's terrible at throwing outs, and look at I can do so much better than that. And basically got himself invited to all these camps just through pure Twitter trolling almost. And then went out and won all the competitions and stuff.
It's a very millennial way to get
it. Is, right? It's like the millennial Tom Brady.
I don't know, though, because he talked shit online and then he backed it up in person. Most of the shit he talk online is never backed up.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Except for this podcast, we back up all our stuff.
Yeah, we stand by all our takes and apologize for things like missing your birthday.
Right. We stat check. We stat check every stat that we talk about and get all of them right.
Well, speaking of stat checking, I'm going to throw out a stat that I'm not sure is true.
Yes. We'll check
it. I feel like I heard it somewhere that he had a better statistical year than Joe Burrow did the year before.
I know he set the record for completion percentage with 77% or something ridiculous.
Yeah, 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 picks.
4 interceptions, yeah.
Which people are just saying it's because Alabama's really good. But so is LSU. LSU fucking had Jamar Chase, who's drafted higher than any of those receivers on Alabama.
Yeah, no, they dominated. And
Waddle was hurt all last year, too.
Let's see. Joe Burrow's last year, 76.3% completion percentage.
Lower.
5,600 yards.
Ooh.
60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
60. Okay, I was
60
wrong.
touchdowns.
All right, I was wrong.
I don't think there's as many games this year, though, right?
13 games.
This was through 15 games, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
maybe.
so he would have thrown another 20 touchdowns in those 2 games.
Undoubtedly. He was averaging 4 or 5 a game, right? Yeah. Something like that. Either way. Joe Burrow.
So stoked on, the only thing I don't like about the Mac Jones pick is how much the media liked it.
Are you kidding me? The media hated it, at least around here.
Oh, really?
Oh,
they
hate everything, Andy.
I know.
They didn't like the pick?
They didn't. Well, they're like, if the Patriots really like Mac Jones, they would have traded up to get him, even though they didn't.
Why would you have to get him if you could get him by not trading up?
Right. Well, that just shows that they didn't really want him. They just picked the best player left.
No, I think it was the best.
They're not sold on him, so they don't give a fuck. So they don't.
Sort of whenever you came out of there and the Patriots, I mean, they were lucky they didn't have to give anything up to get a quarterback.
Right.
Because if they don't get a quarterback right there, if all of them are gone beforehand, it probably would have been a much worse draft. But
maybe
and getting there, hopefully that's who they wanted. I assume if they didn't, they would have picked them.
Right. Yeah, but they were all bent out of shape about the Patriots didn't trade up to get Justin Fields or someone like that. But basically, that would have cost next year's first round draft. So,
right,
what would you rather have? Justin Fields and no first round draft next year, or Mac Jones and a first round pick?
How can the Bears keep just throwing first round draft picks at things? They gave one to get up Trubisky. They gave up 2 for Khalil Mack.
Yep.
They just gave up 1 for Justin Fields. Like, where are all these?
I'm a little surprised they have any left.
Like 20, 30 first round picks, you know?
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, I mean, the way that they keep losing it, nobody that was responsible for that's going to be left when it comes time to call that in anyway.
That's true.
So,
Smart moves.
yeah, that's the next guy's problem. Fuck it. We're trying to win now.
In my favorite draft picks, though, I have a different one, at least initially, and maybe for next year, I would say.
I'm listening.
Barmore.
Yes.
I loved this pick.
Well, he was like graded as a first round pick. He was supposed to be like the best defensive lineman in the draft. And everybody's saying like he might go like top half of the first round, and then he just didn't.
Well, did you watch the college football playoffs last year?
That's the only college football I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was a fucking unstoppable in those
You know
two
what it reminded
games.
me of? It reminded me of like college basketball where one kid is just more athletic than the others.
Yeah.
And he was like that. He was just, no one had an answer for him.
Yeah.
He
I mean, I didn't watch Alabama all year except for those games either, but based on those 2 games, I was like, this guy is clearly the best player on the field on defense, without a doubt.
And everyone's like, but he only plays hard in the big games. It's like, well, he played pretty fucking good in the playoffs. You know, that was awesome. If he does that in the playoffs for us, sweet.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like veiled accusations as to why he's not he didn't get drafted higher. And
Yup.
they're like almost too veiled, so I have no idea like why it fell, but it was like character issues or like he was late to show up to class and late to show up to practice and meetings and stuff. So I don't know. It feels a bit like a hit job just because of who it's coming from. Basically,
If it wasn't,
But he fell, right? He
Alabama
fell.
player.
So there's something there.
I mean,
It could
Belichick had to have talked to Saban about this. You know, if they'd moved up and he played for LSU or any other team, you know, you feel
Exactly.
differently than if it was for someone you think he's pretty close with, who would be like, yeah, this kid's fine, or this, you're gonna have a good time with this.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
how
the
much
same
do the
with-
college coaches know either?
Well, where did it
How
come
long
from?
was he at Alabama? How many
Right.
years? 2?
I mean, at least 2, right?
Right.
I don't know,
So
probably he's one of the best players on the defense. Probably knows somewhat well.
yeah, I mean, you'd have.
I'm just saying he drafted Aaron Hernandez, and
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez is out killing people every other week. So
Hey,
Yeah, but how good was he on the field
There's
though?
only one of us there.
do they still do the Wonderlic? I didn't hear the Wonderlic talked about
I
at
don't
all.
remember
this year.
hearing anything.
Good
Anybody
question.
talking about the Wonderlic score?
I don't know. I was stoked on him. I think because their trouble stopping the run has been super frustrating. And this guy looks like an absolute. He was so awesome in college football playoffs that even if he is lazy, you have a pretty good rotation there right now.
Yeah,
Those guys they signed and brought back.
it's true. Yeah, I mean, you've got
They don't play all
decent
the
depth
time.
already at that spot. But I think what you're saying about Barmore and like Belichick talking to Saban about him, I think you can say the same about Mac Jones as well. I bet there was some extensive conversation between the two about how Mac Jones would fit into the Patriots organization. So that's why I feel more comfortable with them picking him when they did.
Well, according to his walk, he's going to fit in great, right, Greg?
According to his walk.
Yeah. His confidence.
Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think he was yesterday or today. He was on Twitter playing as himself on Madden against the Bucks, which is fucking badass.
That's all I care about. Entertainment
This
factor.
is what I'm
Like
saying.
memeability.
He's got it.
And like just having like a boring, like moderately cool quarterback. I'd rather have a complete nerd that doesn't seem to know he's a stiff
Hell yeah.
and like has this like unwarranted swag. I'm all in on that, you know?
I do. Yeah, I'm with
The
you.
quiet ones you got to watch out for, like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, with that and Cam Newton, The two of them in that quarterback room. That's gonna be a fucking blast.
Wow, I'd love to see how they interact.
Can you imagine? I bet they're great friends. I bet they come fast friends.
I bet you're right, Andy.
Because all of Cam Newton's teammates love him.
That's true.
So I don't think that's gonna be any different. And he's gonna be able to play that mentor role. Fuck yeah.
You're right.
I just want to see if McCorkle starts to dress like Cam Newton. I wonder if he gets any style tips from him, because that would be like chef's kiss, top of the.
Yeah, that would be very Ryan Fitzpatrick-y, right?
Oh God, yeah. That's exactly what it would be like.
He does seem to have this same sort of little spunk that Fitzpatrick does too.
Yeah. I love it.
I love Fitzpatrick.
Let's see who else. Pick the defensive end from Oklahoma. That's great. Been stocking up on defensive ends. I'm happy with that.
This guy he had the best highlights of anybody we drafted.
You think so?
Yeah, dude, he had awesome highlights.
All right.
He was a beast, dude.
I mean, yeah, he did. Guy can come off the end, but you got him. You got Matt Judon, Kyle Van Noy's back, and you got Chase Winovich and Josh Uche. Like, that's a fucking pretty legit core of pass rushers there, I think.
Anthony Jennings.
Yeah.
We're going to put him in the positive column.
Let's do it.
Big time positive, dude. I think this guy can be sweet. I mean, again, same thing as Barmore. He's not going to be asked to show up and play 60% of the snaps. They're going to put him in for just pass rushing. And he looked like a lot like Chandler Jones. He's got that like long, lean, long arms and fucking quick bend around the edge. His highlights you should definitely watch them.
I love listening to Steve scout players.
Yeah.
It's the best. He says all the right things. He says it with such confidence.
Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure he has no idea.
Dude, if you have a problem, just see me on Twitter, Andy, okay? That's where I'm down.
If I could find you, I would. You and your 0 followers, you little bitch. Do you even have a Twitter account? I don't think you do you? You don't have a Twitter account, do you?
I don't think so. I don't really know how Twitter works, you know?
Yeah, there's a 0% chance I join Twitter.
You're more of a TikTok.
I think you'd like
what I know.
Why? Because you just argue with people.
It's people like fake arguing. I don't argue with anybody online. People that like think they're like so like witty and snappy online and like trying to sass people. Those people are the worst, thinking that they're fucking so much funnier and better than everyone. Fuck those people.
Wait.
So that rant right there would have killed it on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, I'm about building people up online, you know?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now that
positive or funny comments only.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots Dynasty podcast, the Patriots Dynasty Twitter account. We're all about that shit.
Yeah. And from what I understand of Twitter, it's just a cesspool of like people like trying to get internet points for being dickheads.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're not a popular account because we keep it positive. Although we are blocked by a Brady hater and by who's the Globe writer? Bob Ryan. We're blocked by him too.
Oh, good.
Because
got blocked by Bob Ryan.
Yeah, because I don't remember how it came up, but remember when we were doing the 2001 season at the end of the season, he's like, "Oh, they should just they should lose to Carolina on purpose so they don't have a bye week because they have like too many bye weeks at the end of the season." And so I like brought that up to him on Twitter. I'm like, "Oh yeah," and he blocked me. So I went on with my other account, like my account. I'm like, I don't know why you blocked this. I don't know why you blocked this because you literally said that. And I posted the clip of the Globe article and then he blocked me there too. Did not respond.
You're just trying to drag up his terrible old takes.
Yeah, fuck that. Accountability, son.
You're right, Greg. Twitter is a cesspool.
Yeah, cesspool, dude. Cesspool.
I'm gonna hold people accountable. Shit they say. You can't just get away with it.
Accountable.
Face in this new age.
Dude, Andy, just imagine if anybody held us accountable to what we say.
That'd be fucking hysterical. That'd be awesome. Because we would lean into it. Other like these soft little bitches, like, oh well, no. Anybody that calls me out for being wrong, I'm just gonna block them. Yeah, fuck off.
That's kind of true.
Have a conversation about it, bro.
Well, you got to come in good faith.
Yeah,
I did.
I do it in person too. You know,
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Originally, I did.
Greg's approach of positive only.
Yeah.
Build him up. Like, Bob, I love your writing. Smack. old school hot take.
I don't love Bob's writing though.
Well, I guess you
Then
can't.
don't follow them. That's the point, right? Why are you
didn't.
following someone you dislike?
I didn't. I just came across it because somebody else was talking about it.
And then you went out of your way to
Twice.
to copy
in his other account.
I asked the question. Yeah. Well, once he blocked me, it shit got personal.
Oh, now it's personal.
That's right.
You know what? You should find someone you do like and say, "Hey, that was a really good point. Let's discuss this further."
I already did. I reached out to Jeff Howe, and he might come on the podcast because of it.
Hell yeah! See, that's why Twitter is good.
Fucking right. So eat a dick, Greg Brown.
I will. I will still never join Twitter. Every time I read like any of it, I'm like, this is just depressing.
It can be, yeah. It can be a lot of doom scrolling.
Yeah.
But we don't do that. We only follow positive people.
Good.
Positive only.
Speaking of people we follow Ramonde Stevenson now. He's on Twitter.
Oh, Ramonde.
This guy looks sweet, like
Muy
LeGarrette Blount.
bueno.
Yeah.
I can see him getting some touchdowns next year at the goal line.
Yep.
He'll definitely get some chances.
Yeah.
And it's good because it's not like a back we currently have. You know, we have a lot of smaller guys.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that can't run away from people, but also doesn't need to. Like all his highlights are him like taking his sweet ass time getting through the hole and just like meandering through it and then just kind of like jogging away from people. And they're all trying to tackle him and they just can't. He's just like too big and too strong. And they all keep falling off him and he picks up like 10 yards. Like there was no big runs from him because he doesn't have any breakaway speed or nothing, but he's that perfect. You're right. He's a perfect blunt force trauma kind of guy. It's exactly what
Super similar, yeah.
Do you think he likes China food?
I don't know. Maybe.
Chinese food? I would assume so.
Remember that? Remember the running back from Green Bay? The fat guy that like one off season, he tweeted about loving China food like 30 times and then showed up to camp like 50 pounds overweight. You'd be like, man, I gotta be honest, I'm addicted to China food.
What year was it?
This is like semi-recent. He was like a big back already.
I think I remember.
Eddie Lacy. Eddie Lacy.
Yes. Lacy.
New deal resurfaces his China food addiction.
Dude just loved eating. This is like a
craving China food. Who wants to bring me some China food? I want China food, all caps, a lot of it. China food time. Maybe China food. Then I'm coming back to clean this room since I didn't yesterday. China food stop, then finally back to my room. #long day. Off to get some China food. Ebbing back in the crib for the night. FWM. Craving China food, all caps, again. I'm about to go get some China food, smiley face. This China food I'm about to go get, though. Lots of greater than emojis. About to eat some China noodles and watch Takers. China food it is. I can't stop thinking about eating China food. SMH. Sad face.
Sad face. You think it'd make him happy?
I
think I fucking killed that reading.
That sounds like he's got some sort of problem.
Yeah. I think it was like it ultimately came out that he did have like a serious food addiction.
Yeah, well,
because he just like couldn't stay.
Yeah.
In football weight. Yeah, and he was like a Pro Bowler like the year before he showed up wicked fat.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
it happens to the best of us. I also often crave Chinese food.
I had Chinese food tonight.
Oh damn, you lucky son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I love Chinese food.
So yeah, Ramonde Stevenson seems like a cool dude though. I'm in on him. Positive vibes.
Can you tweet at him and just ask if he likes China food?
No, I will not do that.
That'll probably get you canceled these days.
Yeah, I think
I was thinking too. I was like, that's why I asked how long ago.
We can't even like mispronounce Chinese. Like, is that offensive in any way? China food? It basically means the same thing as Chinese food. You just kind of like grammatically incorrect.
It's got some whole like China virus vibes to it though nowadays, doesn't it?
Sort of
does it?
I don't know.
Shit, it's food, and he loves it.
Yeah,
I'm sort of Greg because if you say I want some India food, people would be like, yeah, okay.
Would they though?
Food from India.
No, they're like, you're an idiot. It's Indian food.
Right, but it's not like offensive to Chinese people. It's just grammatically incorrect.
Yeah, calling the country instead of
yeah.
And I have to say, China food, like the words themselves, actually has like a nicer ring to it than
The
Chinese.
Chinese food. Yeah, I
China
agree.
food, the way the words fit together.
Mhm.
What do you
And
think
props
of-
to me for not saying that in an Asian caricature accent
Oh,
just
yeah,
now.
that is racist. And
Yeah,
even
that
that's
is
racist.
bad. But yeah, we're also not gonna do that to the new Patriots running back who just got drafted. He
Why?
doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. We're not gonna call him Eddie Lacy fucking
Yeah,
day
come on.
one.
Eddie Lacy went to the Pro Bowl, bro.
Yeah, pre-China food.
He was definitely eating tons of China food in college too.
Oh yeah. Who
He
didn't?
showed up. He showed up at 267.
Damn.
Said Carroll wanted him in his 240s, which is still fucking pretty hefty.
Yeah.
So 30 pounds overweight.
For reference, Ramondre Stevenson is 227, 5'11".
Christian Barrymore, who probably might play nose tackle, 311.
Even
Dude, Eddie Lacy playing nose tackle would be awesome
That'd be dope.
if he just leaned into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wait, how
He's a
big
good
was,
athlete. I'm sure he could do it.
Was it Travis Benjamin? Wasn't he one biscuit away from being a tight end,
Yeah.
according to Booger?
He showed up the kid super fat once. There's a picture going on the internet that everyone's making fun of. Just cesspool. It's probably on Twitter.
Well, have you guys seen
Probably where it came
that?
from.
Have you seen Last Chance U?
No.
I've watched like a couple episodes here and there, but I haven't actually gotten to
Oh,
it.
it's must-watch television.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, it's all like people like that are kind of like that, where they're like, oh, super talented, but there's some piece missing, whether it's
Yeah, I
like
got some issue.
grades or eating or,
Anger management.
anger management. And like watching, like trying to coach those people is like
Man.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Because you like you actually get to see like what kind of people they are, and they're not bad people.
Yeah.
They're just, there's something they're battling
Mhm.
outside of what their talent is, and it's like really interesting to see how they like manage that, and like who you can tell like makes it and who doesn't. It's
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Have you ever played in the NFL?
Yeah, I think
so,
a couple.
yeah.
Few. I think Blunt actually did.
Really?
He was from the school where the show is about.
Is that after he punched the dude?
Correct. Yeah.
Let's see.
And now they're doing a basketball one. They just did the first year of basketball.
Sweet.
It's good. It's a good show. Highly recommend. Also, another recommendation. I'm just going to make this recommendation for mom because I know she's listening. My octopus teacher.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Andy?
Wicked good.
Wicked good. Wicked
Yeah.
good.
that dude's a fucking psychopath, but
Psychopath.
wicked good.
He
Absolute
takes
nut
fucking
job.
hippie to a whole different level.
Oh my god, yeah.
But
Crunchy as shit.
I want to be friends with an octopus.
Yep.
I'll say it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's a lot of work.
Greg, you know what you can do to make up for missing my birthday? You can buy me an octopus for my birthday.
Like calamari or
Preferably a live one. but
okay.
Either way works.
Yeah, for a nap, no problem.
Yeah.
So who haven't we talked about? Talked about William
Cameron
Sherman.
McGrone, best
We haven't really talked about it.
name in the draft. That's not true. But best name the Patriots drafted.
Cameron, I pulled McGroin.
I like the McGrone ass man.
That's a good
Grown
too.
ass man. That's good too. Yeah, that's funny.
I'm a grown ass man. Yeah, that's a solid bird.
Grown ass man.
Mm.
I like that one, Steve.
So he went towards ACL recently. So he's going to be out the first full year, they said. So that's not
Yeah.
even this year.
Get over a torn ACL in like 6 months nowadays.
I know, right? Especially if you just take the right steroids,
Mm.
like Edelman or Rodney
Harrison.
did. Yeah.
The best name in the draft, though, Rashard Wildgoose.
So actually, the Athletic did a column on this. Do you want to hear some? Because they broke it down in different lists, like different sections.
Andy, me and my friends did a whole draft where we picked every single player in the draft and see who the Patriots would draft. And why.
Okay. All right.
And so we went by funny name first.
All right.
And I think Rashard Wildgoose was our winner.
That's pretty good. Puka Williams Jr. is not bad. Daniel Archibong. Let's see what else we got here. Larry Roundtree the third.
Who?
Let's see. Worst team fits: Atlanta Falcons and William Sherman.
William Tecumseh Sherman.
Best name for a magical horse: Harry Trotter.
Oh,
Future Chris Berman nicknames. All right, here we go.
no,
Richard LeCount of Monte Cristo. Not bad.
Yeah.
Josh Amatorbehabi's kids. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so that one might be wrong.
That one not so
Jason Away in a Manger.
good. Oh yeah.
Joshua Can-Do Attitude.
Yeah,
Can
it's
do.
a little stretch.
The Perfect Stranger, Josiah Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they tried too hard.
Although Berman does do a bunch of like deep references.
Yeah, those ones a little too deep though.
Yeah.
Not worth chasing after. Rashad Wild Goose. There it is. Best names to imagine scoring a touchdown, narrated by Merrill Reese. Good Lord.
Shout out to Noose the Goose from my elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a nerdy kid. In recess, he'd run around the yard like honking like a goose, and everybody would be like, "To Noose the Goose."
I wonder if that's what there's a computer game called the Untitled Goose Game. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but if you haven't, just Google it real quick. And basically you play as a goose and you run around honking and being the biggest asshole you can as a goose.
Yeah, just being a real asshole goose.
And it's fucking great.
And shit, honking at people.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Yeah, we're going to have some weird fucking show notes today, I think. What do we say we're doing? The briping.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, did you hear my octopus teacher? You should put that in there. Did you hear about that company who had the funny name list of people they worked with? I got,
Greg.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm shook right now.
I bet you are.
It was a big company too, right?
It's like
yeah,
base camp or something.
Base camp, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's resigning from it. And
a third of the people quit.
Over a funny name list.
No, it was because then the company swung hard. The pendulum swung hard the other way, and so now they're not allowed to talk about politics if you work for the company.
no politics.
And their whole thing at base camp was like super, like they were super open about all that sort of stuff and like super transparent and yada yada yada. And so now they're basically just like, never mind, we're not anymore. So people are quitting.
I'm going to stand by my funny name Hall of Fame because it was not just Asian people. There was a few Asian people on there. I'll admit that. But Kurt Guggenberger, he was not Asian.
How's it going?
Oh yeah.
And he was the first ballot Hall of Famer.
I bet.
She was voted on. It's not just you who's voting on this thing either. This is a group decision here.
Uh-huh.
You send him like a little letter in the mail. Congratulations.
Send him a plaque.
Kurt Guggenberger the third.
Bill Kurt.
Names made up by aliens. Isaiah Loudermilk. Isaiah with 2 H's. Michael Dwunfour. Dwunfour. Jack Bath the Fourth.
Jack Bath the fourth.
Jack Bath the Fourth.
We did not run into that guy in our draft.
That's what I'm saying. He's from offensive lineman, Colorado School of Mines. Like MINES.
Mines. That sounds from the offensive line. That guy sounds. I can just picture him.
Oh yeah, Jack Bath the Fourth. Yeah, there've been some good names. D'Anthony McGriff. That's dope.
What was your opinion on the presentation of the draft by ABC, CBS?
The draft is just hard to watch because there's so little content.
Brutal to watch.
It's
all commercials.
Like it used to be, 2 days? And it used to just be like on the weekend, I think, or something.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, and that was perfect. That's all it needed to be. And now, like everything in the NFL, it's turned into this like huge long thing. just to get extra days worth of, I don't know, TV money or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
And
I thought it was marginally better than last year, though. Remember, they did the Sorrow Olympics or whatever the hell they were calling it, where like everybody had a story about like, oh, his fucking cousin's
neighbor
ice removed got shot in fucking middle school. So it's like, Jesus,
right?
How is this relevant to this guy getting drafted?
Exactly.
Yeah, that show was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was rough.
They're all sitting in living rooms telling you about it.
Yeah. But I mean, they still like those like puff pieces that they'd go to that one lady every time and she'd just do like the puff piece thing. And it's just like, ugh.
Because at that point you're just filling time, right?
It's like watching fucking
like, nobody really cares.
One of those like singing show, like American Idol, where it's like, I don't care. Like, show me them singing
just
or
make them
playing football. Like, I don't care about what happened.
Just fucking tell me who they're drafting. I mean, I did like the like more of the behind the scenes stuff that you got, but that's kind of more starting to come out now, I think, than it did like actually during the draft.
What behind the scenes?
Like the videos of like the Patriots drafting Mac Jones. And like how Belichick went and like asked everybody their opinion of like, are you good with this? Are you good with this? And like literally went around the room and made sure everybody said yes before they pulled the trigger, that sort of thing. Like that sort of stuff is cool to see because that's like, it's football. I want that inside view of like how this shit works.
All right, I got you, Andy, because you can't really get that in real time. It's hard. What they should do instead is just have Brian Baldinger break down all the highlights. Way more highlights, way less people talking. Give me just Baldy breaking down the film on this guy who they just drafted. That's all I want.
Yeah, I agree.
But you can get a different like there. That's the one thing that's like Twitter's good for now is there's a film guy for like every fucking team now. So just get the film guy for whoever to like break down this guy's film like as you're drafting him, sort of thing. Like, oh, so the Patriots draft Mac Jones. We'll throw it to the Patriots guy. He's gonna go through and like show you why you should be excited the Patriots pick Mac Jones, you know?
That's a good point, Andy. You're right.
Might be tough, but
do you see that like cubicle situation they had in the back room too? That's when I started to turn on Mac Jones, is when like a couple of his teammates got picked and he like caught up with them as they were walking out on the stage and like congratulated them. He like ran out there and so stuff. I was like, that's kind of a cool move.
Yeah. That's that's leadership shit right there.
Yeah, well, and it's somebody who's not even going to be on his team anymore, so it's kind of just being like a genuine guy of being like, oh, I'm happy for my old teammates.
Well, except for Barrymore, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and then he like, I think he was by himself back there. Kelly kept pointing it out. She's like, oh, this poor guy. He's got nobody with him. I was like, I don't know. I think his parents are there just on the shot. Yeah. And then when he got picked, he just started walking right out when everybody else like kissed their family and shit. I was like, you might be right, Kelly. This guy's couldn't even get a family member to come chill with him on the biggest day of his life.
Showed up to Cleveland all by himself, drove himself there and everything. That's amazing.
You like that?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Self-reliance. That's another quality.
Also, question, logistics of draft day. Say you're like a projected first round guy and you don't get picked.
Yeah.
Do you wear the same suit the next day?
Fuck yeah, I would.
You would? Because those are definitely expensive suits.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm wearing it for the whole goddamn draft, whether I get drafted or not.
It's not a good question to ask you, Andy, because you couldn't give a shit about your appearance.
What I would do? I would wear the suit.
Hey, I look great.
Yeah, what is that thing?
No comment.
My shirt. I made it.
Cool, Andy. This is an audio medium, huh? You guys yelling at me for
it's a homemade shirt.
Oh,
he's got a homemade shirt underneath his homemade shirt.
Yeah.
He's got
hear what you're saying.
Is that a homemade hat too?
That's definitely a homemade hat.
I have to listen to later.
Andy, what percentage of your current outfit did you design yourself?
My current outfit? All of it.
Undies as well?
I'm working on the undies, yeah. I'm gonna get we're gonna have Patriots Dynasty thongs for those interested. They're unisex, but you may have to buy them a little bigger if you're a guy.
Okay.
Can we get like one of those like thongs with like an elephant trunk where where the penis would be, or something funny like that. You know,
We could probably
No,
say
a
that,
Lombardi trophy. Let's go in the top.
Ooh. Or on it, it just says Big Sack Mac.
No. Now we're cooking.
Nailed it. Yeah, see, It took the three of us, but we got there.
just a tiny micro penis, but two huge balls.
Yeah. They're like truck nuts, but that you wear.
Yeah, it could be like the dick towel from Sunny. Instead of the dick getting big, it's the balls.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Right. I'll work on that. I'll get the designs to you.
All right,
ASAP.
I'll pre-order 500.
Not to sell, just for you.
Yeah,
We're a new one every day for the next
it's
year and a
almost
half.
2 years. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh boy. All right, what else you got going on about this draft, boys?
Want to talk about Aaron Rodgers and what your thoughts are on him?
Ooh, that's good.
I guess Andy has some thoughts. Go on, Andy.
I don't know. I feel like so there was something on Reddit the other day about how his personality type, like, you know, those like the ones with all the different letters like ENTF or whatever the hell it is, basically means that Aaron Rodgers is somebody who is like a visionary, and that means that like when he gets when he feels like slighted, he won't back down, and so he will basically go for the kill all the time, and because he will keep going until he's right. Like, he doesn't ever want to be wrong, that sort of guy. So think of like a Mike Mello, if you will. Like, he's gonna be right.
Okay.
And he will argue with you eventually till you're right. You know what I mean? So that kind of guy. And so like Aaron Rodgers is that kind of guy. So I can see this going three ways. Either one, and he actually called the Aaron Rodgers wanting the GM fired. He's like, so either that's going to happen or he's going to retire, but that probably won't happen because he's still at the peak of his game. So he doesn't want, like, he's still got that competitive fire in him, because that's part of it, is the competitiveness, or he gets traded. And so really either the options are the GM gets fired or he gets traded.
Yeah,
and I'm here for either of those.
Are you team Rodgers or team Packers?
I like to think that I am fighting for the working class against the man. So I would say I'm for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Just not based on principle alone. Fuck the owners, even if the owners are the citizens of Green Bay.
Right?
Also, fuck Green Bay. So yeah, I'm all in on this. Aaron Rodgers. I'm on Team Rodgers, even though he's a dick.
Yikes.
I think he's just doing everything he can to get traded, right? It's all the power he has. So he's just, I mean,
maybe.
We'll see if he actually sits the season out, you know? That's the ultimate power move.
But do you think he has a point, Steve?
I mean, at some point you drafted Jordan Love in the first round last year. You have to make your change to him, right?
Why?
So, I mean, well, that or get rid of Love, right? Like, do one of the other.
Why? Yeah.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. He's not the general manager. Quarterback the team. That's your job.
Well, yes.
We talked about this in NFL contracts before in this podcast of like, you can fire me at any time, but I can't. So I'm
pro player in all contract negotiations, but that's not his job to make decisions. He's like being a pouty little bitch because like they drafted someone.
No,
he's fucking real, dude.
He's trying to get out of Green Bay, so he's doing whatever he can to get out of there.
Then just come out and say it instead of all this passive aggressive, like dropping hints, like
I think it's more
unconfirmed reports. Like,
it's more that he like wants to have like a bit of a say in. I don't think he wants to run the draft. He wants to have like a say in, hey, like, can we improve this part of the offense in the draft? You know, because
that's not his job.
There's something that came out that like since he's been a Packer, like the starting quarterback of the Packers, they haven't drafted an offensive player in the first round of the NFL draft, except for last year where they drafted his replacement.
Yeah.
But
so what do you want him to do this year? Draft a receiver? They had the number one offense in the league.
Right.
Like
but that's the other side of it, is that like the offense has never been the problem in Green Bay.
Yeah.
The reason they don't do well in the playoffs, according to all the fucking Aaron Rodgers stands who come at me all the time every time I post anything about Brady, is that, Aaron Rodgers would be great if he had the defense that Tom Brady had. It's like, well, that's
Twitter
all
thing.
they draft for. So he probably should have had that.
Thing? It's a Twitter thing. He's talking about Twitter again.
Yeah. No, just in general, I wear Brady stuff and people come up to me.
What a Rodgers stan is, or
people come up to me and they're like, yo, you like Tom Brady? I'm like, yeah, I love him. He's like a dad to me. And then they stop talking to me and they walk away really quickly. What were we talking about?
Aaron Pouty Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's just a beta, you know?
He's also a bit of a bitch. Yeah.
Okay, you're allowed to be upset that they drafted your backup and you're allowed to be kind of slighted, but like trying to like hold an organization's feet to the fire and like being like resentful about, just fucking play well enough that you don't lose your job.
He did. He won the MVP last year.
All right, go win a fucking Super Bowl. Stop complaining.
They'll give him a raise.
Just like, it's all about like your approach to it. You know, it's like Brady did it perfect. You could argue that like they sold out Brady's best years as a pro by just being like nickel and diming and letting all these good players go for nothing. And it's like Brady never said anything. He just won Super Bowls, you know?
It's true.
And then he got to the end of the career and he's like, you know what? I want to have fun and I want to do something for me. And he's perfectly allowed to do
Going
that.
to Tampa. Yeah.
Go do it, baby. Go do what you got to do. But don't sit here and be like passive aggressive with management and be like, oh, I think they made a draft pick last year that I didn't like. Yeah. You won a fucking MVP and made it to the NFC Championship game. Right. Stop complaining, dude. They fired the head coach for you. Like,
that's true, yeah.
Get the hell out of here, dude. You got like, what are we talking about? You want to be in charge of everything?
It sounds like it.
Yeah. You don't have the resume to do that. Sorry, bud. That's not your job. You're a fucking athlete. You're a quarterback. Yeah.
He's the smartest guy in the field, Greg.
Yeah. Go talk to John Elway. That worked out for him, huh?
You gotta call him.
That's right. All right. So let's do this. Let's say Packers are like, you know what? We can't lose you. You're in charge of next year's draft. What does that draft look like?
I know, right? What does it look like?
Because
what is he just gonna like fucking do it like a Madden fucking video game?
Or
like, all the wide receivers and running backs.
Or does he go, all right, I trade the next 3 first-round picks that Green Bay has this year, next year, and the year after that, and myself to Dallas for a 6th-round pick. Peace. I'm out.
I want to fire the GM.
That would be pleasing, dude.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Well, fire the GM and hire my buddy that I grew up with, and he's sick at Madden.
His name's Kevin.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Kevin? Yo, who should we draft? Kevin watches a lot of film on Twitter.
Yeah, he breaks film down for us
on Twitter.
He was gonna be on the draft show, but we brought him in here instead.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers doesn't even, his like brother doesn't, they have no contact.
Yeah.
Which to me says that he's like not willing to let things go and just be a bigger man about things.
Yeah. It strikes me something that's a little hard to live with.
Yeah. Like I hate both of you, but I still come here every fucking week because I'm the bigger man.
You didn't even call Andy on his birthday.
Yeah, right, bigger man.
And I'm the bigger man. I came on here and made a public apology and admitted I was wrong.
You know what would have been better than that? You know what would have been bigger than that?
What?
Call him on my birthday. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna give you a free pass to forget one of my significant events, Andy.
All right, noted.
In fact, I'm requesting that you call and congratulate me on my 2nd anniversary, whenever that day is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because it would mean a lot to me. So if you forget, I'm gonna be pissed.
Your 2nd anniversary of what?
My marriage.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
All right.
Oh, I thought you meant of this podcast.
Yes. I thought you were just gonna make something up. It was like, the time I bought my car.
Of the 2nd anniversary of the day Jordan Love was drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
Put it in the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
See, I got a secret weapon. Erin knows all that shit, just like off the top of her dome.
Really?
So she'd be like, "Oh, don't you know it's Joe's birthday today?"
Oh, yeah.
Which Joe? She's like, "Your friend Joe." I'm like, "How do you know my friend's birthdays?" I just do. Okay.
So if you ever forget our birthday, we should blame Aaron? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you should. Did you call Steve yet? It's his birthday. Oh, fuck.
In my defense, too, like without Facebook, I'm fucking useless with any of that shit.
Mm-hmm. I've actually put it in my Google Calendar with a reminder.
I know. That's what I got to do is actually write it in my calendar that I use.
Yeah. It's the only way it works for me. I'm so bad with dates. The fact that we're doing a history podcast is like a terrible idea for me.
I'm just self-centered. Yeah. Where I don't think about anybody except for myself like 98% of the time. So, the world revolves around me. That feels
low.
Yeah.
What is our next episode of the podcast?
Steve, you look handsome right now in this lighting, doesn't he, Andy?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the lighting is, but you look very handsome.
You
Gorgeous.
can't see any detail. That's the key.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're just like so washed out.
It's like an Instagram filter.
Yeah, you got like you got some like cheek lines and fucking chin bones. What the fuck happened?
What's up?
The fact you got the neared happening too, that makes it look a bit like a shadow.
Okay, now you're ugly again.
Short-lived. The next episode, and I think
wait, question: what would you wear if you were on the draft show?
What would I?
On Brady jersey.
Like if I'm getting drafted?
Yeah, you're like a guaranteed first rounder.
Is there a dress code?
38 years old.
No, it's no dress code.
It could still happen, Steve. This is America. You just gotta try hard enough.
Yeah. Once I fix my knees, I'm gonna be a fucking 5-star recruit.
Yeah, I mean, I can throw it at least 20 yards, and I'm
you've already been to college
fucking
twice.
accurate. Yeah, exactly. So I redshirted twice. I still have like 3.5 years of eligibility.
Yeah, and the Patriots draft Andrew Brown from Penn State, University of New Hampshire, and UMass Amherst.
No, and Last Chance University.
Yeah.
You went with UMass Amherst. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's off the dome.
Alabama.
Yeah.
I have to wonder if there's a dress code because obviously I could wear my Christmas onesie.
Oh man,
that would be dope. It's a full grown. For those that don't know, it's a full grown. Oh, I'll probably post a picture of this too. Fuck it. These show notes are gonna be great.
We've seen it, Andy. We see it at Christmas time all the time.
Oh, this isn't for you. It's for the listeners.
Is it a Patriots Dynasty onesie that you've made yourself?
Not yet, but I wonder if I can. I'm looking to that. No, it's a Christmas onesie that has reindeers having sex, and it says "Merry fucking Christmas" all over it.
Oh,
so that would be. I think that would get the people talking. I think that would be. I like to think that I'm an entertainer.
You can't wear the F word on national TV, dude. They're not gonna let you do that.
Sure, they are.
No, they're not.
They might.
They won't.
But if not that, then probably one of the tuxedos from Dumb and Dumber.
Who's gonna wear the other one?
Maybe I'll just wear both. I'll cut them in half and have half orange, half baby blue. Okay. With the top hat, same thing.
Mm-hmm. I think I would wear the
cane. You have to have the cane too, I think.
Yeah. I would wear the Laramie Tunsil bong face mask gas mask thing. As I'm walking on the stage, it's just a fucking cloud full of weed.
Yeah. Wait for it to be like legalized federally, and then you can do that. Sure.
Imagine.
But again, it's a kid's show. You can't be wearing that.
Yeah.
Well, if it's legal,
All right. So
maybe
I'm waiting for Steve to be like,
jacket.
Hey, I'm waiting for Steve to be like, no, this is a family show. I would come out in assless chaps.
You know what I would do? I would sell space on my jacket as an ad because I could finally make money because the NCAA wouldn't let me make money. I'd either wear some sort of like pay the players or like I'm a gigantic Nike swoosh I sold out.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Enterprise, they'll pick you up.
Yeah. I'm really excited for being drafted by the Texans, and Enterprise will pick you up. Thank you, Scotty.
Dude, I'm just waiting for the day that someone gets a tattoo. Like they're paying people to get tattoos with fucking logos on them.
Oh yeah,
we're heading there. You know?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Matter of time. Didn't some people name their kid Espen after ESPN?
Oh, man, but they regret that.
Yeah, I bet the kid does.
Programming's really gone downhill.
Right? Jesus. Yeah, that's a tough look. So if you guys had, what would you name your firstborn if you had full pick of the names?
I don't really care about the first name, but
So you just wouldn't give him one? Fuck it, just
No,
Brown.
I want the middle names. I want the middle names.
Oh, you want the middle names? What would the middle name be?
Yeah, it's going to be, what's your middle name?
Well, it was going to be Troy, but now I'm leaning McCorkle.
No. You make the middle name. What's your middle name?
Or like who's on
When
first?
Just asked at school, what's your middle name? He says, what's your middle name? And they do just that. And then they go, what's your middle name? And he goes, what's your middle name? And it could go round and round.
Or just
You
who?
thought this out? Yeah, I was going to say what.
What's your middle name? Who? You. Who?
What? What's your middle name? What?
Who's on first?
Yeah,
What? No,
what's
that's my first name. What? Who Brown?
What Brown?
Or some shade of brown, like hazel or nut or dark or light.
Yeah, I like that one. Dark brown. That's
Danger,
sick.
downtown. I don't know. There's lots of stuff you could do.
Yeah.
White, because you're a white brown.
Light brown.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes a naughty boy.
Very naughty.
Very naughty.
Well, that was a reference to, we had a basketball team at work at my old job, and there was 2 Browns on it, and one of them was a brown skin guy, and then there was me. So they were talking about personalizing our jerseys, and we were going to put white brown and brown.
Oh boy.
We never got them made, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple guys I work with, one of them called the other guy White Ryan. There was no other Ryans in the company. He just had to call him.
Was he like a very Caucasian acting man? You know?
Nope. But then that somehow morphed into us calling him a white supremacist. So poor Ryan.
It always goes there.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was an unwitting white supremacist.
It's like McCorkle. That's a very Caucasian.
Yeah, it's pretty Caucasian.
Yeah.
Where does it come from? Like, I feel like
Someone has to be named McCorkle, right? You don't just pull that out of fucking
Irish thing,
nowhere.
right? Sounds Irish to me.
yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty drunk to come up with McCorkle. So yeah, Irish feels right.
Or Goose Chase or whatever the fuck that guy's name was.
Wild Goose. Richard
Fuck.
Goose.
Hong Kong, baby.
Oh, dude, there's a lot you can do with it. Like hilarious nickname city.
It's his mother's maiden name.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting. I always said I would name my children Rocksteady and Bebop, regardless of gender.
I like that.
Those 2 fucking monsters from Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You gotta have 2 of them though.
Yeah.
What if you do just have 1 or 3?
So we had Ryan Story on the podcast.
A couple of mutants, you know.
for the losing streak, and his whole thing was that he wanted to name his firstborn Rice Pilaf because he liked the sound of it.
Yeah, pilaf is a good word.
Yep.
Or couscous, the food's so nice they named it twice.
We are completely off the rails.
Couscous Brown. Couscous Brown. First name Coos, middle name Coos.
Last name Brown.
Oh, boy. The Brown's so nice they named him twice.
Oh boy, that would definitely make a top list of names
man.
at any place you worked.
Ooh, God.
God damn.
Kurt Guggenberger, eat your heart out.
Couscous Brown's coming for that title.
This was some good draft analysis.
I think we nailed it. I think we covered all of
the
it.
insight that fucking ABC was missing.
Can't get this. You can't get this from watching film, can you?
Yeah.
Oh god damn. Beautiful. All right. So next episode, I think we're gonna go to bi-weekly, right, boys? That's what we're gonna start doing from here on out because the weekly thing has been a bit much. So
Can we do that? We should look up when we made our guesses for how long the pandemic was going to run.
we've already blown past that.
Oh, yeah.
Or you talking about the second guess?
I just remember making fun of you for thinking it was like November or something.
Yeah, you guys all said within a month, and then I said the September of that year, and that was 2019. That's 2020.
2020.
Beginning of 2020, we said that. So tough look for all of us. I was the closest, and I'm still over a year out. Not good. But yeah, so the next episode, we will be starting the 2004 NFL football season.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who the New England Patriots are playing because I haven't done any work on that yet because I've been too busy doing my draft prep, obviously. Coming up with names like Big Sack Mac. So that was what's been taking up my time. But yes, so we will see you for the beginning of the 2004 season.
Large Scrotum Jones.
No.
Big Sack Mac.
Yeah, no, I get where you're
I
going.
get it.
You workshop that some more, Greg.
Very naughty.
So until next time, we'll see you on the Patriots Dynasty podcast.
See you later.
See you later.